Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Erica, or RikkiMikkiPlans if you were on Instagram, and I am planning this week in my classic size happy planner for the week of January 30th to February 5th. We are a month into 2023 already, which is kind of crazy, honestly. I really feel like the new year just happened. So, I don't know. Do you feel the same way? Because it's zipping. Anyway, so this week is a fun week in elementary school age kids' lives. I teach, and so I teach some middle school and some elementary. And in elementary school kids' lives, it's Groundhog Day this week, and they love the idea of Groundhog Day. So I've printed myself a few Groundhog Day stickers, and I'm just going to go to town with Groundhog Day. So there we go. That's my theme this week. So anyway, I'm just going to, oh, and I might use some of this kind of coppery glitter because, you know, copper, brown, and it's shiny. And, you know, who doesn't like glitter? Anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to kind of lay these out and kind of see how they're all going to fit. And if they're all going to fit, I don't even know if they will. And we'll just see how this goes. But, oh, and I did some clocks because the movie Groundhog Day is kind of like time keeps repeating itself. So I thought that kind of went. And it's in the logo of Groundhog Day, the musical. So there's that too. I've not seen the musical, but it sounds kind of fun. I mean, I can imagine that being a very fun musical. I like this little one where it's only half of his face. And so I'm going to have him kind of peeking right there. I thought about having these two guys peeking right here, but I always put stickers right there. So maybe I'll just have one little guy kind of peeking diagonally like that. Or I could even move him back down and be like that. What do you think? Like that? Or diagonal? I don't know. I'll decide that in a minute. And so, yeah, I'm going Groundhog Day. That's what I'm doing. So maybe I'll have this little guy peek out up here. Maybe I'll stick a clock up here. I'll want the 12 on the top if I do it. Yeah, I've got a few extra stickers here that I may end up using. I may not. We shall see how this goes. And I'm just going to start. So, yeah. Groundhog Day. Let's start by putting this little dude down because I know I want him there, and I think he's downright adorable. Adorable. I thought he was going to be bigger than this, but, you know, I measured. But apparently I didn't think very much when I measured. And then I'm going to take this one that looks like a little, like, storefront sign with the little groundhog hanging off of it. And I'm going to cover up this too, because it says February 2nd there on that. And I think that's cute. And then I'm going to take this little Groundhog Day. This is like another little wooden sign. And I'm just going to shove him, that's really great, Erica. But I'm going to put him right here because that's cute. And now I need to decide about this little cutie. What do you think? Here or here? Here, half of his face, like that, or here? I like the continuity of that, so maybe I will try that. Let me get my paper cutter out, and I'm going to try to cut him around the same spot, so it's kind of like right above his cute little nostrils there. And there's a line here on the cutter that I can line up so that it's hopefully this is somewhat straight when I cut it. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. So yeah, we'll have some continuity. He's peeking and then he'll be peeking. Let's do that. Continuity is a good thing, right? Anyway, I have to be completely honest. I'm never good at remembering what the groundhog has to see in order for spring to come, either on time or early. Like, is it, if he sees his shadow, it's good, or if he doesn't see his shadow, it's good. And good, I know, is subjective, because some people really like winter, and so they don't want spring to come early or whatever. I, however, not a huge winter fan, so I'm okay with spring coming as soon as it can come. All right, let's go ahead and just do some nitty gritty. I need my stickers to have cut better than that. Oh my goodness, my stickers didn't cut very well again. These two cut really well. So I'm going to put this here. This will be, I'm going to put it here. This will be for steps. And I'm going to put this a little bit higher, which is fine. I don't need as much space on this column. And that will be for gratitude. And I will put this little square one down, and this will be for my word of the year, which is play. And I don't know why my stickers didn't cut very well. I'm a little frustrated at that. I thought I had it all figured out, but I guess I did not. Why it cut some and not others, I don't really know. But I can see where it, because it did cut. It just didn't cut through all the way. So I can just follow that cut line with scissors, and it should be relatively straight and a relatively decent border size. So this is not what I wanted to be doing today, but it's what I'm doing. Anyway, so I use a silhouette, and I recently had to update my software when I got a new computer, and nothing's been working quite right since then. But I will get it figured out. It's just not figured out yet. I need to spend more time with it is what it is, and I just don't really have that time. I need to get in there, do what I need to do, and be done. And that's not going to help me figure out the bugs. In order to figure out the bugs, I need to spend time on it. So anyway, how many of you have a cutting machine? And if you have a cutting machine, do you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, or is there even something else out there that I don't even know about? I had a Cricut for years, and my husband and I figured out, this was before they would hook up to computers, and we figured out a way to hook it up to the computer. Like we kind of cheated, I guess, but we got it to hook up to my computer. And but then I did an update. Oh, it's always updates, isn't it? I did an update, and when I did that, I couldn't, it wouldn't work anymore. So it's like they figured out that some people were doing that, and they made it so we couldn't. I'm gonna put this little cutie right here. I need to make sure I'm not going off the page. Anyway, so I had a Cricut for that long, all that time. And then when they updated it and made it not able for me to do that anymore, I wanted to be able to hook up to my computer so that I could use, you know, whatever fonts I wanted, whatever images I had found or made. I wanted control, really. And so I got a Silhouette. And I've done really well with the Silhouette. And of course, wouldn't you know it, not long after I got the Silhouette, which had the computer capabilities, not long after I got that, Cricut changed their ways and made it so that you could use your computer with them too. So, because it used to be like a standalone machine, you used their cartridges and that was it. And that's what mine was. But like I said, we figured out a way around it, but they figured out that we were figuring out a way around it. So I've stuck with Silhouette just because it's been good to me. But I wouldn't mind going back to Cricut if it was better and if it was more user-friendly, because that is my problem with Silhouette is, you know, stuff like what's going on right now. It's just a struggle for me. So my husband's favorite movie is Groundhog Day. He loves it. He loves the idea of, you know, if you had all the time in the world because your day kept repeating itself, what would you do to improve your life? And that's pretty much what that movie, The Groundhog Day, is about. It's not The Groundhog Day, just Groundhog Day. And so he will appreciate this, this spread. All right, so this column, by the way, I have tweaked the Happy Planner inserts to be more user-friendly for my empty nest lifestyle. And I've moved all the dates for activities and appointments over to this page. And I've used this page for lists because I'm very much a list maker. I live for making lists. And so I use the first column generally for things at home. I like to use the middle column, which I leave more space in for things at work. And then this column I use for errands, which doesn't get nearly as filled up most weeks, but sometimes it does. And so that's why this doesn't look the same as most people's Happy Planner layouts. So I've just tweaked it. And I print it out every week or once a month, really. And it works for me. I haven't been using it long, maybe since November, I think I started this. I literally woke up one morning and I was like, I know what I need to do to find planner peace. And so I did. And I've been much happier with it ever since. It's changed how I decorate it because it's not really as easy to balance the two sides, the 2 pages of the spread. That didn't cut very well, so I'm not going to use that one. But you know what? I've decided that maybe it doesn't need a balance. It just needs to be, you know? And if I don't have as much decoration on one page as I do on the other, it's not gonna harm anything. I cut this out and I pulled it off, and now I'm not sure that that's the route I want to go. I think I want a black one. These black ones did cut all right because I cut these last week. So I'm going to use this. Yeah, I just want a little contrast there. That'll make me happier. So like I said, I'm going to use the first one for steps, and the second one for gratitude, and the third one for my word of the year, which I've not made a sticker for, so I will just handwrite that. Oop, that's not centered. My cat is trying to come in the room. I keep my door shut when I'm recording because otherwise the dogs will go crazy. And now my cat's like, I want in. So if you hear a little jingle jingle, that's her bell. She's trying to get in. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm going to do to that side. I mean, I could add a little something else, but for the most part, that side is now finished. So now I'm going to jump over here. And like I said, this is the more functional stuff. So Monday is shot and trash night. I have not printed next month's inserts yet. Normally I would take this Post-it note and I would move it to next month or next week and put it on Monday. So I'm just going to put it on the back. Boop. But normally that's what I would do. That's my system. I love using Post-it notes for that. Makes it very easy to mark and keep track of the events that happen week after week after week, the reoccurring events in your life. So that's what that is. Now, I could use brown, but it's kind of a cool brown. So I think I'm going to go with the gold. And I know that copper and gold are not the same, but I'm not even committed to using that washi yet, so I don't care. So, shot and trash night is done. And yeah, so then we have choir practice, church choir on Wednesday. So I will go ahead and mark that. And like I said, normally I would move this to Wednesday of next week, but for now I'll just smack it on the back of there. And I'm going to put this guy right here. And I do try to keep my boxes sort of like as close to in order of the time of the day as I can. So since this is evening, I'm putting it here. And since we sometimes do something after choir, like meet up with my daughter and take her out or something, I leave space there. If it was in the morning, it'd go up here, afternoon, evening. You get the idea? It doesn't always work out perfectly, but that's generally how I like to try to keep the boxes. But those things that pop up that I don't know about now, but that will come up and I'll have to just insert into my planner, they probably won't be in order. And you know what? It's not the end of the world. Like, that's okay. All right, there's my husband's game night that he plays online on Thursday night. So I'll put that. And then we will have another game night with a group of friends in person. And I have it marked on Saturday, but I'm pretty sure we decided we're going to do that on Friday. So now let's put in the things that are just this week, like not reoccurring events, like, you know, like trash night is every week and choir is every week. These are the things that are individual to this week. For instance, on Tuesday, I have a faculty meeting after school. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that here. I know you're thinking that's after school, that's afternoon. I know, but that leaves me room for evening stuff here. And I don't really have to put much during the day because during the day is just being at work. And being at work, it doesn't need to be scheduled like this. Like it's just scheduled on its own. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. Saturday, my husband has to work all day. He is also a teacher. He is also a music teacher. And he is taking his choir kids to contest on Saturday. So he will be gone all day on Saturday. Sticker peel. And he leaves bright and early in the morning for that. So I'll put that here. All right. I did want to mark a few other things. I mark red for red, even though I always wear red on Wednesdays to support public education. It's not as fun anymore because we don't have jeans days, but this week is going to be a jeans week. So I'm going to put this here. And then I'm just going to cross off day and put week. So that's fine. No appointments this week. Nothing for the dog or cat this week. I have coffee stickers, but I don't really need them. Don't need these or these. Okay, so what else have I got? My husband, this is let's see if I can say it right this week, Zig Clean Color Dot Marker, and I adore these for planning. So I use them for other things where I don't have a box. So for instance, my husband will have after school rehearsals for that contest on Monday. He will have after school rehearsals for contest on Tuesday. He will have after school rehearsals for contest on Wednesday. He's going to have them every day. So why am I just saying this like this? He will have them on Thursday. I'm just going to put it up at the top. He will have them on Friday. I'm going to put it at the top. And is there anything else I wanted to mark with these? I did want to mark Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll write those letters in. And is there anything else? I did want to mark that grades are due on Thursday because it's midterm already. What the heck? Midterm, can you believe that? And so now I will keep this marker with me, and when I'm filling these to-do lists out, I'll do the dots, and then as I finish them, that I get to check them off because I'm the kind of person who likes to make lists and check things off. It feels good. So this goes with me everywhere. And that, I believe, is it. I know another big one. We have a rainbow cart. That's what we call it. It's just a cart, and rainbow I think just is a happy word, that travels around the school every Friday and gives teachers little treats. And different teachers and community members volunteer to buy the treats that go on Rainbow Cart. And I have volunteered to bring the treats on Friday. So I really shouldn't have put that there. I think I'm going to wipe that out, because bringing the treats happens, you know, first thing in the morning. I got to get them there. So I'm going to put Rainbow Cart, you know, bring Rainbow Cart treats here, and then my husband's after school rehearsal here. Yeah, that's a big one. I can't forget that. If I forget that, there are no treats and people will not be happy. And I don't blame them, because I like treats too. Now, I want something down here. Should I put another little groundhog, or should I put a clock? Groundhog, clock. Groundhog it is, but not the big one. Could I put the big one? I won't have as much room to write on Saturday and Sunday if I put the big one. I think I'm going to put the little one, and I think I'm going to put his whole body and not just his little eyeballs. So he's going to be more, not his whole body, his whole bust. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. I like him. I kind of want one more. I think I'm going to stick one here on top of steps, because, oh my goodness, he's cute. I'm going to cut that white off the bottom. He's just cute. He is just cute. Haha. Okay. I'm going to pause and think about if I'm done or not, because a lot of times I tell you guys, hey, I'm all done, bye-bye, and then I come back. So I'm going to pause the video, think, and decide if I'm done or not. All right, a few things. On the first, we always do flea treatments. So I'm going to put this little dude so I remember to do flea treatments. Also, found this sticker in Happy Planner Stuff. Today is your day. That is fitting for the Groundhog's Day, making the best of your day. Also found this sticker, Make Today Count, which is also very fitting for the Groundhog Day stuff. Where to put them is the question. That is too big to go there. Feel like it takes up too much space there. Could make it hang off one of these. Make Today Count may not make the cut here, even though it is kind of perfection. I mean, I could just put it here, right? And it's supposed to look like a little banner, but it doesn't have to hang off anything. Now, I do use a lot of space for my work to do, so I don't know that I want to take up that space. What if it's, no. I could make it part of this. Then I don't have as much room for gratitude. Do I care about that? I mean, I kind of do. This is like not super important. This is just the for fun part of planning. But I do want it, pardon me. I do want to do it right. I'm going to put Today is Your Day right here by this groundhog, because I can. Now make today count. How do I do make today count? It's too wide to fit between two numbers, you see? So I can't hang it up here. I could try to cut it into strips, but I don't know that it would be, yeah, it wouldn't. Like if I tried to cut this and make it one long strip, I think this is taller than this. So do I give up on it? Not use it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to fit anywhere. I think it's just too big. That's unfortunate, because that's kind of cool. It's kind of good. It really is kind of good. I want it here. but I'm afraid I won't have enough space for my at work to-do list. And I really cannot run out of space. Here's one thing I can do to give myself a teeny weeny bit more space though. I can move this down beyond the line down here. I'm covering his whiskers, but I think that's okay. And then I could do that. It only takes up a little bit more space. What do we think of that? I wish you guys could answer me. What do we think? I like the quote, and it's very fitting again. If you had today to live over and over and over again, how would you make it count? What would you do? Like in the movie, he like becomes like a poet, and he becomes like a concert pianist, you know, because he's just living the same day over and over and over again. And so he becomes really good at things that he wouldn't have been good at before. So, all right. And I think I'm just going to cut, instead of crossing day out, I think I'm just going to cut it off. I think I will like that better. It's kind of a handwriting font anyway. It's not my handwriting. And I'm just going to write in week. And my handwriting is atrocious, but it's all good. All right. Now, oh, lid, hello. Now I think I'm done. So there we go. And I didn't use this. Do I want to? Should I add a little glitz? Glitz is fun. It's a little thick though. Do I want glitz? I do like glitz. I don't know. All right, I think I've decided against the glitz, and I think I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. So thank you so much for watching. If you got something out of what you saw, or liked what you saw, or whatever, please give my video a thumbs up, and even better, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic and really good for my self-esteem. I know I say that a lot, but my self-esteem needs help. So anyway, thank you. Yeah. If you're with little kids, or even if you're not with little kids and you like the idea of Groundhog Day, happy Groundhog Day. And I hope you have a great week, and stay safe, stay healthy, and happy planning. Bye-bye. I know. One last thing. I just couldn't take up this much space. I have to have this space. I have to. Please peel up. Please don't tear my paper. Please don't make me regret this. And I'm going to just change it to do all the things, because in the movie, like I said, he did all the things. So I know that's technically like a planner term, but I'm going to use it to represent Groundhog Day. And now I have more space. I know, functional. I got to be functional, not just decorative, but functional. Okay, I'm really done. Thanks. Bye.